Yeah, so I've been wanting to show you guys this. My dad and I bought 2 of these bulldozers in 2004. This being the second one. We ordered this one right from the factory. And the other one, I think we ordered that one too. But this one here, we bought for a specific job that we never ended up working on. But as you can see, it's a low ground pressure machine. And we ran into the problem with moving this machine on a low bed, it being a permit move, because the blade angled on this thing, we were still at 108, I think it was 108 inches. So my uncle said to me, why don't you put a hinge in the blade? So one rainy day, I went out to the job site, and with a piece of cardboard, I made stencils of these brackets right here. And I took those pieces of cardboard over to a fab shop and had them cut those pieces of metal out. And then I bought 410D John Deere backhoe bucket pins and bushings and had them put the bushings in everywhere. And then, I mean, there's bushings everywhere throughout this thing. And then I used the John Deere backhoe bucket pins to hold it together. So I'm gonna have Ray hold the camera and I'll show you how this thing, and then if you look down here at the bottom, you're probably thinking, well, how are you gonna have any strength to the back? So we took a piece of cutting edge and welded that there as a catch so that it would have strength on the back as well if you were cutting. Now I've cut a lot of rock, hard pan, clay, everything out with this machine, and I've never had a problem. So you just take these 2 pins out here, and then you got to kind of push the thing and make it shut hard. And it's always easier to get the pins back out. Put a little penetrating oil on. Then see, they slide right in. I mean, my uncle, he told me when we went to do this, it was a Saturday. This machine was brand new. And I took a TS420 steel chop saw and I cut the blade right off. Right, and I cut it right, because this is an end bit here, and this is your center cutting edge. So I cut the blade right there with a chop saw. And as you can see on this side, this is where the end bit stops. So that's where I cut it on the other side. And then I also had him fab up this taller shield here, so that, because John Deere Dozers always had low blades, so I had him put this on here so that I could retain more material, so I could push like a D8. So with this thing folded back, when I have this blade folded back, like this, when this blade is angled, this part of the blade fits right in here into the round of the track, and when I'm on there, I'm exactly 102 inches wide. So it, and then I just welded this hook on here so that I can run a chain for one of my 4 corners, run right down across here to the front of the trailer, and I'm perfectly legal. So, yeah, I mean, it actually works pretty good. And everybody's like, oh, that thing's gonna bend, it's gonna break. I'm telling you, I've never ever had a problem with it. And I haven't run this machine much like the 953. I haven't run this machine in, oh my word. Well, Ray, last time I ran it, you brought me a load of anti-skid up the mountain so we could get a crane in, and we're thinking that's probably 3 years ago. I take this, put it in here, and that's it. I mean, now you got a full width blade, but you know, to move it on a low bed, pop those 2 pins. I used to have guys pick this up. I mean, most of the time I would have it already collapsed for them, but it works great. Anybody having a problem with oversized load, that's a lot better than pulling a permit. And then here on the side of my blade, I welded a nut on each side because I used to cut for a lot of curb machine. So I welded that nut so I could stick a piece of all thread in there. And that's exactly at 22 inches high, which is where the guy that I used to cut curb for would set his cord. So I could put a feeler out about 8 inches long, and that way I could just run the cord without a grade checker, and I knew that I was perfectly 22 inches below his cord, and it wasn't wasting a laborer being out there with a level and a tape measure. So yeah, we're going to grease this thing up and run it a little bit.
See that stuff?
You're a pirate.
My little buddy.
Well, guys, we didn't accomplish a thing today. But
we had a good time.
We had a lot of fun. We had a lot of fun.
Ray got to run the
Yeah.
Dozer.
Yeah.
You ran it. Dozers have been setting for quite a while.
Yeah.
So it gave them some exercise. And
the loader, man, that thing's been sitting forever.
We just had a good time.
We had a good time,
Enjoyed
yeah.
ourselves.
And I'll tell you what,
No
turns
pressure.
out, man, Ray hasn't run equipment like that in probably 5-6 years.
Did very well.
And he's good.
Yep.
He's really good.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to find some dozer and loader work and put Ray to work.
There you go.
Well, guys, thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe. I know it's been a while since we put a video out, but we've been busy, and we just finally got a day to take a little time and have some fun, you know, with my dad.
Really
So,
enjoyed it.
yeah.
Really enjoyed it.
So thanks a lot, guys. Happy Father's Day, man.